The Euphrates represents one of the largest and most important ancient rivers worldwide, and for hundreds of years, it has served as a portal to new knowledge and awe. The Euphrates River has provided the water supply, nutrition, and transportation for the different communities that have flourished along its banks, thereby contributing to the river's rich heritage of culture and scenic beauty. The Euphrates River is a major waterway in the Middle Eastern region. It originates in Turkey, flows through Syria and Iraq, and finally empties into the Persian Gulf. Ancient societies like the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians all called the river's banks their homes, so it's no surprise that the river has profoundly impacted the area's past. Researchers and scientists have uncovered numerous artifacts and traces of prehistoric human settlements along the riverbanks with time. It used to be harder to find, but not anymore. Why? In this video, we will discuss the unsettling changes along the Euphrates River and the potential consequences for humanity. The root cause of the Euphrates' shrinking waters. Something strange is happening with the Euphrates, and the repercussions are frightening. But before we get to the crux of the problem, we must find out why the prolonged drought and falling water levels in the Euphrates River aren't surprising to everyone. Over the past few years, the river's flow has decreased astonishingly. The dropping water levels have a disastrous effect on the nearby towns. As a result of being cut off from their water supply, farmers have seen their once thriving agricultural sector collapse. The decline of fish and other marine organisms has repercussions throughout the ecosystem. Threatening the very survival of the region's fauna is the substantial decrease in the Euphrates flow, entirely the result of global warming though. The situation starts to take on a more strange air at this point. Initially, researchers thought dehydration and changes in weather were the key causes of the problem. However, they discovered something unforeseen when they dug deep into their investigation. The pace of decline in Euphrates waters is far higher than that which can be explained by natural processes alone. The river's fall has been caused largely by human activities, which could have serious repercussions. Due to a lack of precipitation and increased water diversion, the water's movement has been lowered to a slow flow, inflicting severe destruction. The lives of thousands of residents in Syria and Iraq have been negatively impacted by Turkey's decision to construct a dam on the Euphrates. Furthermore, the region of Muribet, an important old archaeological site, has been obliterated by the rising waters of Lake Assad because of the dam. The ominous future of the Euphrates. Many forces join to explore these disturbing phenomena, but the more they learn, the more mysterious it becomes. If the river stream keeps dropping, what will become of the cities that depend upon it for their well-being? The imminent demise of the Euphrates River would deprive humans of one of the most significant boons to its development. The Euphrates River was essential in developing early societies, which you may need to learn about. Its rich banks facilitated the growth of farmland and the formation of commerce pathways. It remains an essential supply of irrigation and drinking water for individuals in these areas. The Euphrates River, once a powerful emblem of daily life, good fortune, power, affluence, beauty, and splendor, is now struggling for air as it gradually fades away. The foreboding trajectory of the Euphrates River has consequences far beyond its immediate region. Nonetheless, some shocking finds have been made in the deepest parts of the Euphrates, drawing attention and stirring wonder despite the destruction, the witness of long-dead cultures in and out. For its long history, the Euphrates River has served as a site of life and demise, showing evidence of countless cultures' rise and fall. Just picture a town of almost 200,000 inhabitants, complete with imposing walls that once radiated pride and magnificent structures that once sparkled in the daylight. Now picture the city fully underwater, with just the most stringent points of the monuments and the walls visible above the water. This is not made for television fiction, instead representing the experience of ancient societies when the enormous Euphrates River flooded. Far into the time of the renowned Sumerian ruler Gilgamesh, around 2600 BCE, floods of this kind were so strong that they could destroy whole villages with a single wave, leaving aside only mysterious relics of the past. The river brought rise to the mythical city of Babylon, whose majesty and elegance were recognized around the globe, but whose fate was ultimately doomed. The unyielding Euphrates changed its path, eroding the city's defenses and exposing them to the surroundings, the unearthing of the Mitanni Empire under the Euphrates in Syria. Absolutely extraordinary, however, is taking place now that the Euphrates waters have begun to subside. The remains of old towns and temples, formerly concealed beneath the waters, are beginning to reappear, appearing to be shadows from a long time. These locations are exceptional examples of the inventiveness and innovation of ancient cultures. In 2022, as the lake created by the Euphrates dam in eastern Syria started to drain, villagers stared in awe as a remarkable ancient find became visible. It seemed like the river had finally revealed one of its long-guarded mysteries, a vast cemetery that had been dormant under its waves for generations. The site was quickly swarmed by geologists and researchers, hoping to unearth priceless artifacts and skeletons from long-lost civilizations. During their study, it became clear that this was no routine find. The location was enormous, covering a wide area on the eastern bank of the Euphrates Dam Lake. It stretched back to the Byzantine culture in the Raqqa region. The digging team continued to be amazed by the massiveness of the location as they revealed a greater portion of it. But it's just the beginning of what may be learned about the prehistoric cultures that developed near the Euphrates River. Who knew that the old town of Talbes, which dates back tens of thousands of generations to the Mitanni Empire, was hidden beneath the waters of this once enormous river? In July of 2022, as the Euphrates River began to recede, a long-lost metropolis was exposed in the Iraqi city of Anna. The city was previously assumed to have passed on to history, and its existence was only documented in written form. However, the Department of Antiquities in the Duhok Kurdistan area of Iraq gave a further surprise just as we began to consider the finding of Talbes, the most astounding find ever made in history. They announced the finding of an ancient Mitanni city stretching back an incredible 3,400 years in June of that same year. The Mitanni Empire was a great kingdom that prospered in the area throughout the late Bronze Age. Nevertheless, its past sources were restricted and almost nothing had been learned about the Mitanni civilization. The ruins of the Hastek Castle uncovered in Turkey, the water levels of the Keben Dam Lake on the powerful Euphrates River in Turkey began to drop in 2020, one which resulted in the exposure of the remnants of a centuries-old temple. However, Iraq is not the only country that is uncovering hidden information. The Mystery Building, typically called the Hastek Castle, was a very important temple that dates back to the time before Christ. The fortress, which has 3 levels and was hewn out of the stony hills, has been adorned in intriguing Greek writings that shed light on the beliefs of the individuals who previously worshipped here. What ancient rites took place in the Hastek Castle, and when did they occur? Who knows what ancient artifacts and mysteries have been stashed away in its rooms over the years, hoping to be uncovered by the brave explorers who will risk venturing within. What secrets the mysterious temple still harbors are unknown at this time. The Euphrates River has been an essential life support for developing cultures for countless years. However, as the waters have receded, the ancient past has exposed itself, revealing everything from long-lost cities to long-forgotten graves. However, with every fresh find comes a sense that a great deal of this past is at risk of being lost permanently. If you enjoy the content on this channel and want to stay up to date with our latest videos, hit that subscribe button and join our community of like-minded viewers.